Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to the Heat Press for Profit podcast. We are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and if you're watching with us live, make sure you shout out who you are and where you are watching from. This podcast is designed to have conversations with apparel decorators just like you and industry experts that can have an impact on your business. I am very excited to say that today we have Mike Koval, who is part of our sales team here at Group Stall, but he focuses on the growth and education of Spirit Sale. Mike, thanks so much for taking the time out of your Friday morning to join us. We're going to give just a couple of seconds for people to tune in and let us know where they're tuning in from. But in the meantime, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what you do with Group Stall?
All right. Well, thanks. Hey, I appreciate joining here today, Kelly. And again, she said, my name is Mike Koval, and I've been here at Stalls for going on. I started year 19, so next year will be 20 years for me. I've handled many roles here in Spirit Sale from early on into web development, web design, graduating into tech support, selling printers and things, and just transitioning in through sales throughout the company. And since about 2019, when we launched Spirit Sale, I've been focusing on that and educating our customers and showing them how to best utilize Spirit Sale for their business.
So the really cool thing, guys, that you are tuning in about Mike is that he has sales experience, he has equipment experience, and like you said, he's also got the tech side of things. So with us launching Spirit Sale and growing into that e-commerce platform, we're really able to kind of hone in on offering, a one-stop shop for our customers. But at the end of the day, we want you to be able to create a one-stop shop for your customers. Now, when it comes to e-commerce platforms, which is, really the discussion for today, there are so many nuances and little caveats that each platform can have. And if you're not careful, you can enter into a platform that maybe isn't the best fit for you. And the way I like to look at, creating team stores or finding a platform where you can create team stores is almost just like finding other pieces about your business. Who's doing your money, your credit? Who's the bank that you're going through? What e-commerce platform are you using? Are you using WordPress, Shopify, other platforms like that? So it's all about the ease. It's all about maximizing your profit. And so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. So, Mike, what would you say would be really kind of ideal for somebody that is looking to start bringing team stores into their business? What are questions that you think they should really ask themselves to narrow down platforms?
Well, I think the first question you should ask is, how technically involved do you want to get into the web development platforms? Do you want to be a coder where you're setting up everything yourself and managing everything that way? Or you want to take the easy route? Well, not really the easy route. Let's just say the smart route. So with Spirit Sale, it's an easy online platform for you to learn where you don't have to know any type of coding, anything like that. It's just more visual based, drag and drop, add your products and set up your theme. You're not having to code anything. You're able to click on a section to change a color or view the different catalogs and things that to build your apparel into those stores. Click it, import your art, drop it on that product, easily add it to that store. And to me, that's the beauty of Spirit Sale is the simplicity of it, is it makes things so much easier on you. So I think to be is how technically you want to be involved, how quickly do you want to be to get these stores up and running, because getting them up as many as possible, as quick as possible, is just going to mean more sales for your business.
About what is the time frame that it can take somebody new, right? Because obviously on any applications, any programs, the more you do it, the quicker you're going to become at it. But as somebody that really isn't tech savvy, or they're not even quite sure what coding means, if somebody's getting into Spirit Sale, what is the average time that it can take to set up maybe your first 5 or 10 stores that really, until you start getting comfortable with it?
Okay. I mean, I would think typically in talking to the many of subscribers that we've brought on since its launch, There isn't a big learning curve within Spirit Sale, because one of the nice things about it too is, upon you adding Spirit Sale to your business, you're going to get our training portal. So we do provide you with an extensive list of training videos as well, that kind of go step by step in a nice natural progression. Okay, here's what you're going to do first. Here's the important connections that you want to make, and then walking you through setting up a product, setting up a store. So typically with those folks following along with those videos, I would say, making sure you're putting the time into it too, because, you don't just want to just jump in and say, yeah, I'm going to build a store, right? You're kind of going to want to learn it first. And typically those folks who get into it, I would say, learning that platform and kind of familiarizing themselves and really grasping how you're going to do these things usually could take, you can kind of go back to that. Hey, am I super tech savvy, or am I, kind of a newbie, right? The newbies are going to take a little bit more, but most folks in this industry, they're going to have some technical expertise, with embroidery machines, screen printing, artwork, and things like that. Those are always the biggest challenges for our customers, so having a grasp of even artwork is going to be huge for you in setting up Spirit Sale, because like I said, it's all visual, but for the most part, a week or two, maybe really learning that platform and being really comfortable with it, that's about all it takes. So we got to put the time into it for sure, just like anything else, right? But I would say easily, within 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to have a great grasp to be able to put up, a store that sells for your customers and be confident that's going to work for you.
That's a really quick timeline when it comes to learning a new program or application. Just because we know there's so many nuances within Spirit Sale, and for those that are tuning in that don't really know what Spirit Sale is, and you are very visual, Carly has linked the Spirit Sale link on all of our platforms that we're streaming into, so you can go check that out. Either now, have 2 browsers open and pay attention and go through all of the details about Spirit Sale, or save that link for later. Now, I think another thing to take into consideration, and I'll just prep everyone, Mike and I did a webinar a couple of weeks ago about really diving into Spirit Sale and setting up your store for success, the products that, recommended products to have on those stores. So you can definitely go and check out that webinar that's more extensive. But we always get this, I feel like there's always the same questions of, how many stores can you have? And does it cost money to have multiple stores? Or how many stores can you have open at a time? And, I think those questions might come from those that use websites like WordPress, or they're creating on GoDaddy or even Shopify. So is there an easy way to differentiate between somebody maybe that already has a Shopify platform, for their personal business, but then how are you integrating Spirit Sale and how is it different?
Well, Spirit Sale, you're going to be integrating that into your business. I mean, not technically for you, but you're going to have the ability to build these stores for the customers that you're working with. So think about, any type of group organization that you might be working with, whether that be a school or any club or team within that school. But think about all the business in your local community, a local restaurant, a local coffee shop, landscaping companies, things like that. So you might be doing business with those folks now, and maybe without that web platform, you're trying to capture orders with emails, spreadsheets, phone calls, or a paper order form that you're going to hand out and then have to collect, right? So how the Spirit Sale differentiates that is it's going to eliminate a lot of the extra work that you have to do to capture those orders, collect order forms, manage emails, spreadsheets, things like that. A lot of time and effort goes into that. So with this platform, you will have that ability to build them a store specifically for them with their products and services, right? To be able to then capture those orders with your groups, to then be able to easier management of those types of orders, for you to then be able to take that in for decoration and fulfillment just much easier for you. So you're not thinking of Spirit Sale as a website for your business. You're thinking about this as another incentive or to do business with you for those customers, because you're going to make it easier on them now, right? They're not going to have to worry about, who ordered, where are my order forms, who's paid, all this stuff. You're going to be managing all that for them, kind of like you already are, but now you're going to be able to do everything digitally for much more easier management tools for you to focus on, the more important things of your business, selling more, improving turn times, getting your orders out to the customers when you promise them, things like that. So yeah, think about Spirit Sale not for you. Yes, it is for you, but for using for your customers as well.
I think that's a great way to really kind of explain the difference, is your site through, say, Shopify, WordPress, or whatever, e-commerce platform you use. That's your personal site. That explains your business. That's how people can get in contact with you. Where team stores or the capability of websites where you can create team stores like Spirit Sale, that is a store, that's a website for your customers to then offer to their customers. And I think that's one of those things that sometimes people have a harder time connecting, just thinking that, yeah, it's a platform, but it's really used in a different way. It's there to capture sales, not bring in new customers and conversations like that.
And we do get a lot of demos like that where folks initially come into a demo or inquiries that, they think Spirit Sale, it's a platform they're going to build their business website out of, right? I mean, sure, technically you could have a little e-commerce site for your business, and many of our subscribers do, but, ideally you're going to be setting these up for your customers.
Now, what are some costs to really consider if somebody is going through researching, bring on the capability of having team stores? And for those that are listening, team stores doesn't necessarily have to mean sports or scholastic or club. Team stores, I like to look at it as more about a store for a community or people with like-minded things. So if you do not touch sports whatsoever, Spirit Sale is still a great option because it's one of those things where you can build it for that community, that business. That's really the way to look at it. It does work excellent for sports, but it's not just a one-dimensional, one type of market type of platform.
Sure.
So going on to things to pay attention when you're researching, is there a certain list? Are there just certain notes, or what do you go over with people on that?
When it comes to pricing, or?
Yeah, it could be pricing. It could be the way orders are shipped. If they're comparing, say, a competitor of Spirit Sale, what are we really looking at in terms of differences and how to maximize, say, one over the other?
Gotcha. So, there are a lot of, platforms out there that do this type of service for your business too. So, just some things that you do want to look for as always, what's going to be the easiest for me, right? You got to consider your business first, and then obviously pricing is a factor in anything that you do with your business. So definitely want to look into that. And some of these different software platforms, they have different types of pricing structures. You either pay a lump sum up front for your initial setup fee, and then you pay monthly service charges or monthly fees and things like that. Then you need to take a look at how are you going to be able to accept payments through that? Are you going to be able to utilize your own payment merchants? Are you going to have to use, that software platform's payment merchant? And then also within that, then you need to take a look at, okay, a lot of platforms out there, that you're going to bring in all these sales, but you using their software, some of them may, say, hey, we're going to take X percentage of all the sales that you generate through these stores. So those are just all the different things that you need to look into for what's going to make the most sense for you.
Would you call those transaction fees, or would you call those more like sales fees? Like they're taking a commission because they are providing a site. Exactly. But then you might turn around and also have transaction fees from a bank or capturing the sale.
Yeah. So, I mean, when it comes to those payment fees, through credit card processors, banks, and things like that, typically there's not going to be any way around that, right? Anytime you're going to process a transaction, there's typically going to be a fee with that, so that one's really tough to get around. It's just, okay, if you're going to use your own personal one, you may only have that one fee from that merchant, but other platforms, hey, we're going to be processing your payments for you. So they may charge the standard credit card fees or whatever those fees might be, in addition, okay, hey, we process this transaction for you, so we're going to zing you again on what the credit card's zinging us for, right? So it's just things like that. And then again, there are other ones out there that say, hey, you generated $5,000 in sales through the stores that you're using through us, so we're going to take 4 or 5% of that from your sales as well. So many important factors like that for sure.
That can add up. And,
Absolutely.
I think those that might enter into the world of team stores and maybe, they're not even quite sure how much they're going to increase their business on. But, if you're taking, 2.5% here for credit card fees, and then you're taking, 1% here for something else, and then now the store or the provider is requesting 3% or 5% on everything sold, that 2% quickly goes to 10. And if you are taking, only a BC margin on something, that 10% off of 30-40% now drops you down to 20. And if you're not adding in, all of the other costs of overhead or time to create those stores or production, the profit for you goes down. So the cost of platforms are extremely important to really review before you jump and dive in. Now, with Spirit Sale, the cost to really have access to the platform is based on a 1-year payment. Are some others in that same format plus commission, or some on a monthly basis? So if you only need it for 3 months of the year, then you can pay for that? Or is everybody on kind of like a subscription?
More often than not, most of them are sort of on a subscription type fee or that one-time fee. I have seen some out there where, hey, you can get it for 3 months or you can get it for 6 months, right? But I think we've seen in development of Spirit Sales, really once you really get locked into team stores, you're not going to ditch it in 3 months, right? You're going to continue with this, because really once you get it, and really once you get your stores out there and see how well it works and how easy it's going to make your business and your life, you're not going to get rid of those things, and your customers aren't going to want you to too, because once you set up that store for that customer, it's just like, wow, you know what? I'm going to sit back and put my feet up and just collect these sales from this store that that screen printer is doing for me, right? Because they're hands off now. They don't have to worry about anything, just collecting their sales and seeing how many people ordered.
That's easy, right? Instead of those that are sending out the forms, and then now they have to wait for all the forms to come back and then collect and organize. And if you don't have your own coded system on how you're collecting those forms and organizing it, then you have to take the time to figure out, little Timmy needs a small and little Susie needs a medium, but there's 2 different designs, and fulfilling it that way. So does Spirit Sale organize when you have a team store and maybe the team store is running for a couple of weeks and then you close out the sales? Does it take the orders and really kind of organize them for you and tell you, okay, this is how many transfers you need of this is the design that sold of that?
Yeah. Absolutely. A lot of tools in there to organize your orders really however you want to, because, you're either going to have kind of 2 types of shops. Typically, you're going to have that print on demand shop who gets an order in. Hey, we have this garment in stock. We have the transfers on the shelf. We can get this right out the door. So super easy to do it that way. A great option for print on demand, because when those orders come in, you have everything, the customer information, the product that they ordered, the logo that they need. And, if you added any personalization, a name or a number, that's there along with that order as well. But typically, maybe you're batching your orders, like, because a lot of times with these types of stores, they're kind of pop-up shops, temporary stores. They're only going to be open a couple of weeks a month, something like that, right? So typically with stores of that nature, you're not going to print on demand for something like that. You're going to wait for that store to close. So that store closes, you have X amount of orders that you need to fulfill, right? And then from there, you're going to be a lot of production tools within Spirit Sale where you could group those orders, run lists. Okay, say I have 150 orders in this store from this month. Run a quick list. Here's all the products that you need, where you need to order them from, color, size, and quantity. So you have a nice exact list for you to either print out, hop online at Sanmar, SNS, or whatever vendor you're ordering your products from, easily order those. Work order reports to show you like Kelly said, how many transfers do I need? What garment does it goes on? It'll have assembly instructions, all that good stuff for you. And then, options to print out packing lists for all those orders, invoices for all your customers. So yeah, definitely a lot of management tools, again, to free up a lot of your time to focus on more important things.
That's great. It really makes it efficient in your business. And then you can really kind of hone in on making the production side efficient. So it's not just chaotic, everywhere. Yeah, maybe you love collecting and doing those team stores for people or team PDFs, but now you've really simplified the process for you. Let's talk about products that you can have on Spirit Sale, because this is another question that comes up all the time. What products can you offer through using the platform?
Really, there's no product off limits whatsoever. So, I mean, you're able to set up these stores to sell whatever you want. Now, sure, our core customer base, they're more apparel heavy, so they're going to have a variety of different apparel items, your t-shirts, your long sleeves, hoodies, sweats, caps, all that stuff, but there's tools within Spirit Sale. So if you're selling promotional products, you're selling stickers, you're selling graduation yard signs, or maybe you're sponsoring golf tees and things like that, so you do have the ability to sell any type of product. And, that's what's nice too about these online stores. Maybe you are putting together order forms. You only have so much real estate on a sheet of paper, right? So you might limit what products you're offering because you can only put so many things on an order form instead of having 3-4 pages of things, right? So these online stores gives you the flexibility to add anything that you want, and folks could, they might not even think about ordering something like that. Hey, I'm going to order this Yeti tumbler, or I'm going to order this coffee cup, things like that.
When it comes to, really kind of bringing out advertisement of the store, is there something that's already integrated, or how can somebody say, hey, I've started the ability to offer team stores? How do they get that out to the customer? You're
either going to advertise this on your business website, right? So typically in folks doing these team stores, they're going to have a section on their main business website that's going to have them list all the different stores for the customers they're working with. But 2, you are setting these up on behalf of your customers, right? So you're going to rely on them also to be promoting this through their social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. You're going to be advertising these things through your business channels, but your customers also going to be advertising that out through their channels as well.
So it's really taking, like you said, it's taking the work off of you, giving it to them. And yes, you get to capitalize on the orders that are coming in. So the larger the store, in terms of sales, typically the better, unless you have an incredible margin, which is always great to have. But it isn't just something where you're doing all of the work to make sure people are going in and ordering. It's really important for the person that is having that store set up, that they are the ones that are getting that information out to everyone.
Yep,
so
for sure.
For products, is there a secret sauce to the number of products one should offer?
I would say, yeah, keeping it simple. Most of our subscribers, they do have kind of a core product base that they're going to offer for all of their stores. And that's typically consists of a tee, a long sleeve option, a crew neck, a hoodie, maybe a pair of sweats, a windbreaker, a jacket, or something like that. So they keep them pretty common. And 9 times out of 10, that's going to work for everybody. But that's the nice thing about Spirit Sale is each of these stores that you do set up are individual stores for individual customers, right? So you have that core store that you probably kind of get out to everyone, but you never know, you might have those different types of customers who are going to want a variety of different things. So you could then customize that specific store specifically for that customer there.
Is have you noticed an increase in terms of somebody growing their business since they've brought on being able to provide team stores? It's not, if some of these people were already offering the business or offering the service, are they still seeing growth by switching to a platform?
Yeah. would think so too, because the online presence of things. Most online orders, maybe on an order form, somebody only orders that T-shirt or they order that sweatshirt, right? Typically, we've seen in the numbers on our store, most orders that are being placed through these stores average at least 2 to 3 different products within there on. So rather than maybe 1 or 2, something like that, because they're seeing these products visually, they might not even think about getting that, but then they see it online, they see it on their logo on that coffee mug, like, yeah, hey, I do want that, right? So I think it's just all that visualization that you're putting into the store, and a variety of different products just entices to buy as well.
That's great. I mean, it's us. I think sometimes people always need a little bit of a push or reassurance that, you know what, this is going to actually help you grow. It's not something where you are creating your own website and then now you have to blast it to get it out to the people. This is really something that's providing. It's more of a service versus an advertisement on things. So last but not least, what are some of your biggest tips? If somebody is like, I don't know, like I don't do any type of marketing, I don't do advertisement. Are there any tips on really how to get started? Can they set up a review or a one-on-one?
To review Spirit Sale?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody who is interested, we do provide online demonstrations of Spirit Sale. I do usually do about 3, 4, 5 of these a day, and I have a partner as well. His name's Chad. He does a lot of demos too. So yeah, if anyone is interested out there, if you visit stalls.com, and I'm sure Carly will pop this in the chat there, there'll be a link there to schedule a demo. View which my calendar or my partner Chad, his calendar. Pick a day, pick a time. Once you get that locked in, everyone receives an email with a online invitation and a link to join the session. And it's a pretty comprehensive walkthrough through the demo, kind of taking you through kind of how the stores will work, how they operate, and we spend a lot of time in the back end. And I know with all my demos, we put together just a quick single product store, showing you the design features and all the bells and whistles that are just going to help your business continue to grow and make things more easier for you.
Awesome. So Carly did go ahead and she popped up that link for us. So on all of the platforms, you can definitely go to this website, schedule a demo. Like Mike said, it either be with himself or Chad, but this really gives you, it's free, guys. You don't have to pay anything to have this type of demo, but this will give you an insight on really the capabilities of what Spirit Sale can do for you. And you know what? I encourage you to demo out other platforms as well, because you will take a look at this one and you'll go, holy smokes, this is so easy. I have got to do this for my business. So if you are listening to us here on the podcast, then know that is m.stalls.com/spirit sale /demo /. And of course, you can go to stalls.com, search for Spirit Sale, and find how to record or how to schedule that demo with Mike and his team. So Mike, thank you so much for taking time on this Friday. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to customer service. You can find us on social media. And of course, if you are not in the Heat Press for Profit group, the community on Facebook, definitely go in there. Is there a Spirit Sale community as well?
Yeah, there is a Spirit Sale community within Facebook. Now, at this time, it is only for our subscribers, but it is a great community of our folks who, are more than willing to help. We have a couple of customers or our subscribers who are part of that Facebook group, and a couple of them even will, if maybe you're busy and you don't have time to build a stores. We even have a couple of subscribers who are open to building stores for other subscribers, so a great way to reach out to some folks there. And it's a great community too that offers a lot of help for folks. Here at Stalls, we do fully support the Spirit Sale platform when it comes to any issues, problems, things like that. But a lot of folks will go to our Facebook page and everybody's more than willing. Hey, I'm having this problem. Somebody chimes in. Hey, I had that last week and here's how quick and easy it is to fix, or here's a much simpler way to do things. Yeah. So great community. So, if anybody is a subscriber here on the podcast, please don't hesitate to join that group as well.
I'm a massive advocate for collaboration, and I think that it is great. Like utilize those communities, whether it's in a Heat Press for Profit group or going into that spirit sale community. Now let's just quickly go over this at this time of the podcast. What is the cost for spirit sale?
Well, Spirit Sale, we kept it super simple, just like the platform itself. So it is an annual subscription service of $699. That's the only fee that you will ever see from stalls with Spirit Sale. So there will be no monthly fees or service charges. We don't take commissions of any of your sales. The tech support is included with that $699. So one flat, simple fee of $699.
Soak and Raise, thanks so much for that question. All right, guys, our time here is done. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next Friday. Thanks,
All right.
Mike.
We'll see you. No problem. Bye.